Hello there, Alexandra. All right, so let's see. People have different points. Actually, sorry, before I start the correction, well done for taking action and for writing your essay and sending it in. A lot of students hope to improve just by watching tutorials, and it's only the action takers that actually do improve. So that's fantastic. Well done. People have different points of view about marketing between different countries. Beautiful. That might be a little bit ambiguous. Marketing between different countries. It's not very clear, the sending or the receiving countries. Anyway, while I accept that international marketing, no capital I, is necessary, may have an adverse influence on the identity of particular governments. Again, why governments? I believe that an international form of merchandising is one of the best ways to develop not only cultural facets, but also the economy or an economy. Both are okay in this sense, but we can't have zero. So just bear that in mind. Good introduction, one tiny grammar error, but your lexical resource here could be a little bit, because merchandising doesn't directly mean marketing. It's usually merchandising often means like the selling of physical products, possibly from like a YouTube channel or football team or something like that. And it's not necessarily marketing. Also here, governments, that doesn't seem the best word. Could influence the identity, could have an adverse influence on the identity of particular consumers, possibly. On the one hand, international marketing may cause a range of problems. So again, capitalization. By the way, you've got on the one hand here, and it's a perfect opportunity to say on the other hand, especially if it's a different argument, which I guess it is. Okay, for example, capitalization again. For example, if cultural diversity of one country is more preferred, well, preferred carries the connotation of more of preference. So we don't say more preferred, we just say the preferred. So the more here is redundant. A country is let's see, for example, if the cultural diversity of one country is preferred over the diversity of another, the last, I guess you're saying this one, the last can lose its cultural identity because all the people enjoy the goods of the first. So it's not very clear between the last and the first, and that it's much clearer if you'd have said the receiving or the sending country. Also, although I more or less understand your argument, it's not very clear. Okay, so we couldn't say the cultural diversity is preferred. We'd have to say something like the cultural norms or the traditions of one country is preferred over the cultural norms of another. The weaker country, or the country with the least favoured norms, could lose out. And then we'll develop it. Okay, we'll break this argument down and say they would lose out because numerous people, or a significant amount of people, would enjoy the goods or the products and services of the first country, or of the country with the strongest marketing of their own cultural norms. Okay, now it would be really good if we had a real world example, something like, I don't know, Anglo-Saxon Santa Claus being celebrated in Catholic countries, for example, something like that, yeah? Or even just American McDonald's fast food companies promoting their diets in India, for example, something along the lines that just demonstrates your point and restates your argument. Also here we've got an absolute here, which we don't want to write. We want to talk in generalizations. Okay, generalizations, like, because nearly all the people or a majority of the people. And I go into more detail about generalization and absolutes in the online course. This issue can also lead to mass migration. More importantly, international marketing implies collecting national data so a more powerful country may intervene into the domestic policy of another country. Be careful here. I've got no idea what this means. All right? And it's definitely not my interpretation of international marketing either. So be careful. Perhaps put an example here to just demonstrate your argument in more detail. For example, I don't know, Iceland collected controversial data about Denmark and then could interfere. But again, this does not have anything to do with international marketing. So a task response is a serious issue you would need to work on. As a result, one government will lose its authority and become under total control of another. Again, it's a little bit off topic and we need a real-world example that proves your point. On the other hand, I argue that these drawbacks are outweighed by the benefits. Okay, this is an empty sentence. By that I mean that we can put this into any sentence, into any essay in the world. Okay? And the examiners don't like this. We've got to make each sentence relevant and unique for our topic. Okay? So in this case, I argue that these drawbacks are outweighed by the benefits such as, and then. Okay? Firstly, international marketing gives an opportunity of sharing economical ideals, which can lead to flourishing or a flourishing of the particular countries. What do we mean? We wouldn't say flourishing, maybe a commercial flourishing, but there's better ways to phrase it. We say opportunity of sharing economical ideas, which can lead to both economies flourishing and subsequently increasing their revenue. But again, it's not really related to international marketing. Perhaps you could twist it and make it related by developing it further and giving me a real-world example, but unfortunately we've jumped into the next point, which is ideally we would develop this argument further, and it's not that difficult to do. Okay, we've got a full module about developing arguments in the course, and I think it would definitely benefit a student like you. Secondly, when people from various cultures exchange goods and services, again, goods and services is not international marketing. Research international marketing and you'll see this is more international trade. So we're a little off topic again. Secondly, when people from various cultures exchange goods and services, they affect the cultural diversity of their countries in a good way. So Alexandra, I'm pretty certain you could give me better adjectives than good. So we could say in a positive way, in a prosperous way, beneficial. And this is why getting feedback really improves your score, because we can pick out lots of examples of opportunities to improve your language. Finally, I am convinced that international marketing is a key way for governments, I wouldn't say it's for governments, to improve their image. On the whole, it's easy to make a profit from economic cooperation between different countries. Again, a big generalization, and if you did make that claim, back it up, build your argument with supporting evidence. For example, when Russia traded with Cuba in the 1980s, and just develop that, just a different type of example there. But anyway, we are off topic. We want to be talking about advertising, marketing and promotions, not about international trade. To conclude, it seems to me, that's more like spoken English, to conclude, it appears that international marketing has more beneficial effects, excellent, than negative ones. Okay, and that seems a little bit off topic and a little bit too strong as well. So just be careful there. All right, your grammar is really good. So far, I'd probably put this at a 6, maybe a 6.5. Grammar is excellent. We need to work on your exam skills. This can be quickly solved, especially if you're on our online course. And we can also give you more feedback so we can look at your work and just pinpoint which areas you need to improve. So excellent work there, Alexandra. And I'll tell you how we can work on these areas in a second. Let's just have a look at your task 1. The given chart represents the number of people enrolled at both Stratford University and Stratford College in 2017. Good, as is presented. That's surplus to requirement. We could just say the quantity of students. I'd have said the number. We usually use quantity for grams or kilos or crops and things like that. So I'd say the amount of students, or the number of students who entered Stratford University is, again, it's like good, like we had down here. Bigger, smaller, do and be are all words that we can upgrade and boost our score. So let's see. The number of students who entered Stratford University is larger, is more considerable, is more significant than the quantity or than the amount of new Stratford College students. In which year? So is this in total? Okay. Yeah, I'd probably go with you. The college students outnumber. Yeah, I would definitely say that the college one seems to be bigger every single year. Okay? Whereas here, you said the uni numbers are bigger every year. So that's a very, 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 very costly error of judgment. Moreover, the number of both college and university enrolled students, moreover, the number of both college and university students enrolled reached a peak in November and then decreased gradually. Okay, great observation so far. So we've got the overview done, even though we did get it incorrect. It's the correct structure to give a brief overview, and well done for mentioning peak month. What else could we do? Well, we could probably mention the least as well, or one of the smallest months in total, I guess. According to the bar chart, the number of new Stratford students accounting for more than 100 people. Okay, we just said that already, just a few sentences ago. So be careful. Apart from that, there is a big, again, that word, I don't like that word. Apart from that, there is a big difference between the quantity of enrolled students at Stratford University, Stratford College in March. Excellent observation. Good. Excellent. However, Alexandra, I would have grouped March, April, January, and August together and said that in these months, May, April, March, and January, in these months, the number of college students far outweighed or far outnumbered the number of university students. Only in July were the numbers broadly the same. Okay, so that's the grouping of information. This is a skill you need to develop. We have strategies for this as well. So let's see. Okay, where are we now? Well, the number of university newcomers is over 100. There are less than 50 new people in college. Okay, good. This is excellent. Over 100, less than. That's fantastic. Those kinds of structures we definitely need. However, student enrollment at college shows an upward trend in May. Excellent, yes. For which one though? For unis? For uni or for college or for both? You need to be specific, all right? On the contrary, the number of enrolled students at university at university dropped dramatically from March to June. And now a summary would be good. So we could say something like, broadly similar to this. Actually, I would change this and say overall, and that can be our summary that we say at the beginning. So task 1, I think with a person with your grammatical skills is could be quite straightforward. We have tutorials all about choosing the right information and what to include, and little techniques like I shared with you about grouping and using the superlatives. And again, this will help you, and not only will it increase your decrease the amount of time it takes to plan and to write your essay, but also it'll boost your confidence because you'll know exactly what you're doing or what to do for each task 1. Likewise for the task 2. The modules we have will boost your confidence so you have an exact and easy to follow go-to system for attacking each task 2. So there's no more confusion, just organize your ideas and it's very straightforward. Right then, Alexandra, if you'd like to continue with us, we've sent you some special links about where you can get $50 off if you join us in the next 2 days. And also, because we're in January, we've got some space. If you join us in the next 2 days as well, you'll get 2 essay corrections extra for free. So good luck with your IELTS prep.